Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you'll meet a mixed martial arts grandmaster. He's going to teach us all how to get a black belt in real estate investing. His incredible journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, some of the greatest fortunes on the planet throughout history have been made through real estate investing. But if you're like me, you're nervous. You might know the stock market. You haven't diversified, and you're a little scared too because you heard horror stories about somebody who turned a flip into a flop. So that's when you turn to a guy like my next guest, Eric Mattingly. He's the president of DMI Holdings. Thanks for coming on the show.
Pleasure, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And people see these, flip this house shows, and they see this $1 million listing, and they think it's easy. You gotta follow the rules, don't you?
You do.
Yeah. So before we get into real estate investing, I want to brag about your career in martial arts.
Okay.
Because I was that guy on the track team who finished last. I admire athletes, and to really climb to the top of your field in martial arts, you're a grandmaster.
Yes.
Tell us what that means.
Yeah, so been doing martial arts for 50 years. I'm 56 years old now, started when I was 6. And through my journey in martial arts, initially there wasn't a lot of various styles to choose from, so I started out in Taekwondo. As I got older, I started studying from other masters and grandmasters that taught kind of a mixture of different types of styles. Some of them were traditional and then more progressive. And then ultimately by the time I was 24 years old, I opened up my martial arts school, which at the time there was no such thing as the Ultimate Fighting Championship. So I was teaching because of my blended background, I was teaching these mixed martial arts skills before that was even a thing.
Right?
Yeah.
We got some video that you supplied us with, and as we pull this up, tell us what we're looking at here.
This was actually when I've had a lot of serious injuries over my career, and this was my 3rd degree black belt test when I was really kind of in my peak physical condition, and before I started having serious injuries. And so I was doing a test, and this was just the sparring part of the test after I'd done about an hour and a half of, demonstrative skills and just basically getting beaten up on by a bunch of my friends.
And there's a lot of discipline in martial arts that applies to your new endeavor, basically teaching people how to invest in real estate.
That's right.
Talk about the discipline that it takes to become, to the highest degree of martial arts and the discipline it takes to be great in real estate.
Yeah, in fact, I speak to a lot of real estate investment groups, and I used to actually own a real estate investment education company, and there's a lot of direct correlation between, martial arts and investing in general, not just real estate investing. And so, just like any business, in martial arts, you have to go through struggles, you have to have discipline, you have to, push through, you're gonna get beat up, knocked down, and the people that actually make it to black belt are the people that just kept getting up. And investing is very similar to that. I've been involved in putting together large syndication projects for the last, 15 years or so. We've done a little over $2 billion in projects, raised a little over $500 million in equity or so, over 100 private placement offerings. So, I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent. We've definitely had our share of beatings and being able to stand back up and, continue to face some of those challenges that come up just as an investor, regardless of what you invest in.
Outstanding. And people can learn from your mistakes, and that's part of why people bring you into their lives. We're going to pull up your portfolio page so people can get an idea the kinds of projects that interest you.
Sure.
And as we scroll down this, anything catches your eye?
Yeah, so DMI Holdings is a private equity company, and after I got out of the martial arts industry, just due to all of the injuries, and I had been studying investing since I was 18 years old, and focused on real estate. Then we started doing these projects that you're seeing right here. The first series of them is primarily multifamily. We've done a lot of multifamily projects, but we've done other kinds of real estate projects. We've also done business expansion capitalization for opportunities where there was an existing track record, and then that they were wanting to expand, and then we created a partnership with them and have done some business funding as well.
And I've heard a lot of good things about multifamily in that everybody has to have a place to live.
That's right.
I look at Collin County right now, and there's a lot of multifamily going up there because so many of the servers at the restaurants have been driving from Dallas.
Right.
So, I mean, is that a pretty smart place?
Yeah, so, that's a great point. Everybody has to have a place to live. People need food, clothing, and shelter. And so housing in general is, not going anywhere. And the value of housing, although it can go up and down, back in 2008, 2009, and 2010, when the real estate market crashed, all over the place for pretty much every kind of real estate asset, those down times presented buying opportunities. And so today, even though real estate lost tremendous value at that time, if you look at where it is today compared to where it was then, across the board, it's at a substantial gain. So a lot of times what people do is they'll become afraid. It's kind of like getting in the ring. If you get beat up and somebody knocks you down, then you don't want to get in the ring again. You've got to be able to kind of take the punches in investing and in life to be able to succeed. For me, multifamily is probably one of my favorite asset classes to invest in, just because you get economies of scale. We typically will focus on 100 plus unit apartments, because with that you have a property manager, a leasing agent, and a maintenance staff, and whether you have 50 units, 100 units, or 150 units, that's the staff you need. So you kind of get more bang for your buck. Imagine having 100 single-family rental properties all over the DFW area and how hard that is, even using management to keep your arms around it. Doesn't mean that it's bad, but you are going to be directly involved in each individual single-family unit on a regular basis, whether you want to be or not, versus you have them all under one roof in a multifamily project.
Yeah.
And it's just easier to manage in that regard.
Sure, Eric, I can see why you're so successful, and he's also an amazing speaker. We found a great clip. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Busy professionals. What is the most valuable commodity all of us have? Time. Doesn't everybody want to retire? What does retire mean? Really, it's not retire. I don't think anybody wants to stop being productive. I think what people want to do is just have a good quality of life. I almost died in 2014, and after that, I just had kind of a paradigm shift. It's a true story. I was in the hospital for 90 days, and I realized that, man, I've been working so hard, and I'm like a workaholic. What is the most important thing in my life? It's actually creating quality memories with my family. And being in this industry, it's allowed me the ability to travel 90 days out of the year and be able to spend time and create memories with my family. Oh yeah, no, we're part of a multifamily investor network. And we all go in and we invest in a multifamily project, typically 100 units or greater, to help build wealth and create passive income for ourselves and our families, and allow us the ability to be able to retire and have income from other sources. Could you see yourself having 100 single-family homes? The answer most people are going to say is, hell no. Yeah, that's exactly why we invest in multifamily, but we do 100, 200, or 300 units. We have professional management on site, and a lot of the investors that we work with, they just want to build wealth in real estate. Yeah, last year I think we did like 25, 100 plus multifamily projects. We co-invested a total of around $120 million or so. What did you do last weekend? And we have people that are in our group that just invest passively. And we have people in our group, like myself, that we actually assist in syndicating or bringing capital together to fund the projects. And we have investors that will invest like $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 based on whatever is suitable for them. And then generally our investors will try to allocate their money over 3, 4, 5 projects over a 12, 24-month period of time or something like that. The tax advantages, quite frankly, you get on a multifamily deal are equal to or greater than that of an oil and gas investment. But you have a tangible asset. Instead of getting a return of your investment before you get a return on your investment, you're getting a return on your investment. That's this asset you can go see and touch and feel. Do you invest outside of stocks, bonds, and mutual funds? What are you currently investing in? How much total money have you invested, checks written, that you sent in? How much is that? $200,000, okay? For 5 years. How much is your portfolio worth right now? $220,000. Okay, so that 20% they made you last year, it just got you back up to 20 grand over what you originally invested. That's like a 1% return per year. And then next year it could be down again. Because that's all your investments are worth, is whatever it's worth. How much did you put in? How much is it worth today? Divide that over the number of years. That's your average rate of return. Yeah, that's exactly why we invest in multifamily, to help build our financial future.
I like your speaking style. You're kind of a no-nonsense guy.
Yeah, I'm sometimes a little intense.
But you know what? I think real estate investors need to know that, and it can't be all rainbows and unicorns.
It is not.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a big misconception. Everybody wants to get into the syndication industry. I'm actually launching a education company specifically to help teach, train, and educate people that want to get into the syndication business. It's a great way to build wealth. A lot of people don't understand, you can't build wealth in the stock market unless you have money. Whereas in real estate, you can. You just need to know how to work with other investors and be able to organize capital. But you also have to be able to understand and recognize good quality opportunities and to be able to deliver those kinds of returns. And a lot of things can happen. Pretty much as a syndicator, meaning that you're the sponsor on the project, you've helped to organize the capital. You're helping to oversee not only the operations but also the communications with all the investors. You've got a big responsibility, and really what you are is a professional problem solver. Even in your business here, I'm sure you have challenges and obstacles that come every single day, and your job as the visionary and founder of this place is to overcome and solve those challenges and make sure that everything can move forward and all your people are taken care of, and investing is similar to that.
Well, Eric, I can see why you've been so successful. We're going to end with his website, which is investwithdmi.com. The great Eric Mattingly. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.